Hello, movie lovers, and welcome back. Today is my fourth day in my Christmas movie extravaganza, where I go through 25 days of Christmas movies. So I've made it to day 4. Will I make it all 25 days? You have to stick around and find out if I actually do it. Today's Christmas movie is going to be from 1949, stars a very young Janet Leigh and Robert Mitchum. It is called Holiday Affair. It is the classic trope of a love triangle of sort, and Janet Leigh plays a young widow. She has a young son named Timmy. Her husband died in the war, but she is torn between, so she has been going out with Carl Davis, who is played by Wendell Corey, and he is the nice, stable, upstanding, has a steady job type of guy. And then she meets Robert Mitchum's character. His character's name is Steve Mason, and he is kind of the down on his luck type of guy. And of course, who she falls for is the handsome down on his luck guy. And yes, I will address, I burnt my forehead while trying to do my bangs. It's one of the dangers of having bangs. Sometimes you burn your forehead, and yes, my hair is still wet. For added suspense in this video, let's see how long it takes my hair to dry, or if it dries during this video. Part of the integral part of the story is Timmy wanting a train, and Janet Leigh's character being a single mother, not being able to afford it. Robert Mitchum's character works in a department store in New York City, and he sees her wanting this train. There's a whole little story about her being a secret shopper and everything, but he does end up buying Timmy the train, and she doesn't want him to have the toy from the stranger that she kind of screwed over. So that's sort of the basic storyline premise of this movie. It's not a well-known Christmas classic, but it is shown every year on TCM. I've seen it several times on there, and it's kind of a heartwarming, refreshing story because it's more deals with actual world problems than some of the more sentimental stories. And that's what I like about 1940s Christmas movies, is they seem to, in a very innocent way, tackle more grown-up topics and still make the movie heartwarming and sentimental. And I am so glad for the fourth movie I chose to watch another older classic movie as a Christmas movie. I really was having a hard time taking so far the Hallmark and Netflix Christmas movies. I will try some again, but I really needed a break to watch the older classic movies. And that's one of the reasons why they deal with these heartwarming sort of movies in a more realistic way and don't shy away from some of the topics that make them seem more realistic, which is weird because this is very much a censored time in Hollywood's past. Janet Leigh was a whole 22 years old when she made the movie, so I mean, of course, her character can be older and she's just playing an older character, but don't try to do the math of her son Timmy and her being 22 years old, because that means that she had this kid way young and was married, which, I don't know, in the 1940s, I don't know if that was that uncommon, especially in some parts of the country. Robert Mitchum was 10 years older than her at 32 years old, and Wendell Corey, who played the other guy that is after her heart, was 35 at the time, just so you know. Robert Mitchum did this movie to kind of soften his persona. He had been arrested the previous year on a drug possession charge, and a lot of press about that back in the day, and he was known for playing heavier characters. So he did this movie to help lighten his persona and kind of get the public back on his side after a drug arrest. This movie was marketed as a Christmas movie, which it is. It's quite obvious it is, but it was released on Christmas Eve in 1949. But this movie did not do well at the box office. Back then, it lost over $300,000. At the box office, it did not make its money back at all. And for those days, that was a huge, huge flop. Like I said, it has been shown a lot on TCM. It has become like a minor classic during these days, but it is not one of the more well-known classic Christmas movies like, let's say, It's a Wonderful Life, which also didn't do well at the box office, or Miracle on 34th Street, which did do well at the box office. Like I said, a train is an integral part of the story. It is a Lionel train. I believe it costs $79.50 in the film, which today that same train set that Timmy got would be over $1,000. So $79.50 back in 1949 was a huge amount of money. But if you've never seen 1949's Holiday Affair, I suggest check it out. I believe you'll like it. It has Christmas cheer, has romance, it has everything you want in a Christmas movie with a happy ending and everything at the, everything that you want is in this movie. So check it out. Like I said, it's shown often on TCM. I think it's available on HBO Max, but seek it out. I believe you'll enjoy it. But thank you for joining me on the fourth 25 movies of Christmas, or 25 days of Christmas movies, whatever I'm calling this. It's my personal challenge to see if I can actually do this. But my name is Stacia. I thank you for joining me. I thank you to all the people that have subscribed, which is not very much, but I appreciate every single one of them. But if you watch this, if you enjoyed it, please subscribe, give me a comment, like this. It helps tremendously if you do those things. And I'd like to get the discussion going. What are your favorite holiday movies? Maybe I will check some of them out during this 25 days of Christmas. See you next time. Love y'all.